Why you're not vegan? Because meat is good. Changing lifestyle is troublesome. But are those reasons even relevant? I thought because meat was good, I couldn't go vegan. Or because lifestyle was different, then I could go vegan. But I realized that it wasn't those cases. Today I want to talk about the ultimate reason why people can't go vegan coming up. How's it going, everyone? This is Taiki and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about why you actually can't go vegan. In this channel I talk about how to persuade non-vegans to go vegan, so make sure to subscribe and hit that bell to stay tuned. So a lot of people can't go vegan even after seeing some animals being abused and kept in confinement and slaughtered at the end in a very terrible condition. When I was protesting in the previous video in Nagoya, I saw so many people laughing at us and think that we're crazy. And there's a psychological effect behind that. I don't know, just those shocking pictures are not ringing bell in other people's minds. They're not showing interest in those cruel practices. And it's not their fault. It's just the human nature. And I'm gonna explain it. The psychological effect, the name is called can't even say that word. Pluralistic ignorance. Pluralistic as in plural. Something that's multiple. I'm gonna explain it in a second. There's a murder case in New York. So the murder case is called Murder of Kitty Genovese. It happened in 1964 in New York City. A woman named Catherine Genovese, she was in her 20s, was killed by a man while she was on her way home. And a strange case was that although she was screaming for help, nobody reported to police. It wasn't like a quick kill. He kept chasing, he stopped her, and she was screaming and seeking for help, but every 15 minutes he would just chase her and stop her again until she dies. And she was crying, she was screaming for help, but nobody would report to the police. She died, unfortunately. The weird thing about this case was there were 38 witnesses watching her die on the street. None of them even tried reporting to the police. So psychologists interviewed those witnesses why they didn't report to the police. They provided reasons like, because I was afraid, or because I didn't want to involved. But they could have just reported to the police anonymously if they didn't want to be detected by the murderer. So the psychologist analyzed this case, why those 38 witnesses didn't report to the police. One possible reason is because if there are more people who can help her, there will be less responsibilities for each individual. Thus, they believe that someone else would help her. I don't have to be the one to help her. That's one reason. And the second reason is where the pluralistic ignorance comes into play. So what pluralistic ignorance means is that the fact that humans judge a situation looking at other human beings. If other people are not in a facial expression that's urgent, we automatically think that's not an emergency. So those 38 people were looking at each other and they didn't think that was an emergency because of their facial expressions. So those two combined led to the consequence according to the psychologists who analyzed this case. To make things even worse, a lot of people, including me, want to try act cool and be calm. That's how we want to be looked at. So even if there's a murder case on the street, we automatically look at other people's reaction. And if that person is cool, if that person is acting cool, then I can be cool too. That murder is sort of invisible to us because we don't think that murder is a big deal. So we just rely on someone else's opinions or situations. That's what happened to the murder of Kitty Genovese. So if you're vegan, if you know what veganism is, you might be guessing what I'm going to talk about. For veganism, it's happening in the same way. Since the vegan population is really small, people want social proof, and usually people follow the crowd, the bigger crowd. And if the person next door is not vegan, then why should I? If all my friends are non-vegans, then why should I be vegan? Because the majority is right. In the next video, I will talk about the effective persuasion to make people go vegan. But for now, I wanted to explain the true reason why people don't go vegan. Probably you might be doing that thing, and that's terrifying. Because if someone is murdered, if the animals are murdered, and if people are not taking action, they don't think that's a morally wrong practice. That's what's happening all around the world. And thankfully, some people are starting to realize that how that's a wrong practice. But still, the population is not quite enough to make people think that that's a big deal. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and hit that bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Until next time.